Hello, my loves. This is Heidi Hancock with your weekly oracle reading for October 19 to 25. I am in the mountains with my family, so this is getting out a little bit late, and we'll see if I have Wi-Fi enough, which is perfect for Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde. Mars being the planet of action, Mercury being the planet of communication, technology, travel. Things taking a little bit longer and feeling constrained. There's a fly that's stuck in here, and I was going to try to get it out, and then I'm like, you know what? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for the energy that we're having right now. We feel like that fly trying to get the hell out. And even when I was figuring out where am I going to do this that has a table for my cards, this is the only spot, and there's all this angular ceiling in the background, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, because that's where we are. It's a lot of angular energy, and to build off of last week, it's really that same energy of like the old and the new sitting right on top of each other. Really uncomfortable. We're seeing new parts of ourselves, and that means seeing new parts of others as well. It's almost like we're getting to see things from our past in a new light, in a different way, so that we can, what it's causing is this sort of internal wake up. Like maybe the things in our past that we didn't appreciate, we're appreciating more now. Things that we didn't appreciate, well, I said that. Things that we didn't appreciate, we appreciate. And things that we did appreciate, maybe we're realizing, oh, there was kind of some backward stuff going on there. So it's really uncomfortable. It's that energy that I talked about last week of the old and the new building together simultaneously. And so we can feel like the destruction. We're still in that destroyer energy for October. And we're feeling that kind of destruction, the melting of the old inside of us, and the scaffolding of the new is there. So it's so uncomfortable that I'm noticing that I'm having to reach more to earthly supports, meditation, Palo Santo, essential oils, that kind of thing. My breath, really specifically breath, like noticing when I'm not breathing and having to pause and come back to my breath and ground myself in center. Again, we are seeing, because of that overlap, and that, there's this simultaneous seeing ourselves differently and seeing other people differently. And it's really crunchy, because it's like, okay, if I see this other person differently and suddenly it's not in as great of a light as I thought they were in before, or, someone that I really trusted, and now you're like, oh, maybe not. Okay, I have to check into that. It causes you to see things maybe in a situation, person, place, whatever, that is different than you thought that it was. So there is a teacher falling off the pedestal kind of energy. It's like, oh, okay, that's true. Now that I've seen it, I can't not see it. And then there's also the pain and the discomfort of knowing that you were different and maybe your boundaries weren't as great. And now it's like, oh, okay, it's time to resolve that. And so that brings me to the other piece of the energy, which is really cool, but also tender and kind of bittersweet. So for the energy of October, I've been talking about this container, and now the lid's coming on it. And so we're in the dark kind of by ourselves, re-investigating ourselves, reinventing ourselves. Whenever we have retrogrades, it's all the re-energies. But even without that, what I'm noticing is the lid coming on the pot and having this darkness to reinvestigate and really look into the wounded parts, right? I was talking about that last week, the sense of diving in and finding out what are those parts and nursing them back to health and loving them back to health, honestly. So there is a real bittersweet, tender quality happening, because it's like you're seeing the parts of yourself that were disowned because someone outside of you shamed them, and then maybe you shamed them also. But they might have really important gifts and information for you moving forward that you're going to need to offer. And when you reclaim those those pieces, it's like there's almost this double falling off the pedestal that I talked about a couple months ago, I think it was, where you're seeing people outside of you, teachers, people that you admired, whatever, falling off the pedestal. But then there's also the internal pedestal of yourself. Like, oh, I thought I was good in this area. And now I'm realizing, oh, well, if I'm shaming this part of myself, there's this part that I haven't owned. And, it's really uncomfortable. And it's even hard for me to like find the words right now. I think because of the Mercury retrograde and, anyways, it's like the language, I can feel it and I can see it, but it's getting hard to explain. Okay, so let's pull a card and see what we got here. Maybe that will help the words come. But it's really like loving yourself right where you already were, but maybe there's bittersweet parts of yourself that you didn't love or you weren't in acknowledgement of. And in fact, you might have even been ashamed of those, but that thing that you were ashamed of might be the quality of yourself that is the gift that you have. Okay, it's this one. That is the gift that you have. Like a perfect example, I've been watching old episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, season 10, Eureka. Perfect example. She is amazing, loud, obnoxious, boisterous, like all of this, right? And she kind of shames herself for it and she feels bad about it. And other people, comment about how annoying it is and this, that, and the other thing. But that is her gift, is being loud and coming into a room and being able to hold it and to own it and to, share that piece of her. So anyway, that's just an example of your wounding is likely your biggest gift and what you're here to give. So we have the animal. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, let me show you this beautiful card. The animal. The beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype we tap into power and direction. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This unrefined animalistic nature, that is what's in that pot that we are discovering. And we need to look at it. It says, yet through this archetype, we tap into power and direction. Because when we claim it, when we can own it, it's like we are the wolf and her power. Awakening the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social media constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. This is almost exactly why I wasn't going to do a message for this week, because I'm on vacation, taking time to myself, being in nature, and I was like, oh yeah, I really want to put the devices down. But it felt important because the energies are so intense, so I decided I was going to go ahead and do it. Let's see. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a lion. When light, vital, elemental, alive dances. When dark, savagery, pent-up emotion lashing out. I mean, so perfect. It says to go deeper, listen to the audio recordings of Mary Oliver reading Wild Geese. Repeat every morning for 1 week, so you could do that all week. Notice your resistance to the animal within. Where does it come from? What has it kept you from doing, Wild One? This is really important because I am feeling this resistance energy. And it's like we are resisting our primal nature, our primal urge. Which is connected to sexuality, creativity, hunger, the whole thing. And what it's keeping you from, I would say, is your power and yourself, knowing yourself better. The animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express, and celebrate the physical body, you tap into animal body. That's perfect, because the animal body, you know, there's also this quality of like having to speak up and, you know, say the uncomfortable things that maybe we avoided in the past. And it's like, full stop, we can't do that anymore. We have to come into the central anchor point. I was talking to my husband about this today, this way that in the past we have been sort of anchored on from the outside. What do other people think of me? How am I going to be viewed, seen, judged by the group? And this shift is happening where we're coming in towards ourselves, into our own inside line, our own anchored energy, and realizing that no, we have to love ourselves first. We have to be in integrity with our own inner core. We have to be, what is the word that I'm looking for? We have to be committed to ourselves first. And that is so perfect as this fly. Oh no, there's two flies buzzing around in here. All right. Love you, my dears. Be well this week, and namaste.